chose on paragraph 4, page 103, line 50. And it says, but mark that in a task he had achieved an excellent education and become associated with distinguished scholars whom he had interest in his pursuit. In short, had formed a college for himself. The enthusiast had found the masters whom he sought. Always genius seeks genius, desires nothing so much as to be a pupil and to find those who can lend it aid to perfect itself. My question was, why does geniuses go to other geniuses? And I'm sorry, to direct my brain, like after I asked the question.
You can pose the question and then let it sit there.
Okay, so my question is, why does geniuses go to other geniuses?
Well, in the very last phrases, it says to find those who can lend it aid to perfect itself. So I guess they feel that they have a connection to those people, and that's the easiest way to, find those answers is somebody that is at their level.
Right, because I said in order for a person that wants to learn, they go to another person that's knowledgeable of that subject to gain even more of an understanding. So that's why I think.
Well, I chose, the thing I chose, it was on page 107, and it was paragraph 1 of that page, and it starts with, talk of Columbus and Newton, I tell you the child just born in yonder hovel is the beginning of a revolution as great as theirs. And my question was, why does the author compare a child born in a hovel to famous and intellectual men? And then I said it was important because I feel like it's going to help show one of his main points or his main ideas of the passage.
I'm going to make an interjection. When you toss out your question, you don't have to give your response. Let the group discuss, and then you can come back later after there's discussion and connect your answer.
Well, my question today is, what is a hovel?
It's born in poverty, I think.
I guess it's kind of showing that no matter where you come from or where you begin, that you can always get somewhere.
Yeah, my response was something like that. It was, he uses the comparison between Columbus and Newton to a child born in a hovel to help the reader understand that great minds are born every day and everywhere. And he does it to help show that children have the potential to become great.
Yeah, I agree, because no matter where you're from, everyone still can be intelligent. Everyone is intelligent. They just need that motivation to show it.
Okay, and my quote was from page 106, and that is paragraph 12, and it's lines 7 through 14. And it says, the advantages of this system of humiliation and display are so prompt and obvious, it is such a time saver, it is so energetic on slow and on bad natures, and if so, of easy application, needing no sage or poet, but any tutor or schoolmaster in his first term can apply it, that it is not strange that this calamity of culture should be a popular medicine. On the other hand, total abstinence from this drug and the adoption of simple discipline and the following of nature involves at once immense claims on the time, the thoughts, and on the life of the teacher. And my question was, what was the drug that he was referring to, or the popular medicine that he was talking about?
You said drug?
Yeah, because where he says the drug or the popular medicine.
Oh, and it is a bottom of the page. It says a mercury compound once used as a laxative purgative or disinfectant. So it could be kind of like a analogy.
Right. And so that's where I thought that he uses that as a complex meaning behind the term. And it's kind of important to the understanding of the main idea of the passage.
Since we're just learning in this process, 2 interjections. Number 1, when you call out a paragraph number and you tell a line, give the other people maybe the first 3 or 4 words and let them find it, and just watch them and make sure everybody's good to go. You can even say, is everybody there yet? Item number 2, if any of the boys want to jump in and jump out, there's a vacant seat next to between Diamond and Anna, and if you have an answer, you can come up. That's all I got to say. Are we finished discussing Katelyn's, and you have a question?
So, if we do that, do you want us to put our name up under the girls and then keep count of how many times we respond to their question?
Yeah, I guess you could. And Katelyn, were you satisfied? I'm sorry for interrupting, but
Yes, ma'am.
just kind of learning as we go. All right, Katelyn is satisfied with her answer. Okay.
My quote was on page 103. It's lines 39 to 49, and the first 4 words are fellows scraped away the dirt.
Okay, what paragraph is that?
This is the second one from the top of the page.
It begins in London, and what are the first words again?
Fellows scraped away the dirt.
Okay, all right.
And so, is it right there? Fellows scraped away the dirt, was struck with the beauty of the sculptured ornaments, and looking about him observed more blocks and fragments like this. He returned to the spot, procured laborers, and uncovered many blocks. He went back to England, bought a Greek grammar, and learned the language. He read history and studied ancient art to explain his stones. He interested Gibson, the sculptor. He invoked the assistance of the English government. He called in the succor of Sir Humphrey Davy to analyze the pigments of experts in coins and of scholars and
Connoisseurs.
and at last, in his 3rd visit, brought home to England such statues and marble reliefs and such careful plans that he was able to reconstruct in the British Museum, where it now stands, the perfect model of the Ionic Trophy Monument. And I just left it there.
Okay.
My question was, what was he trying to accomplish with this use of imagery?
I believe it kind of refers to what I'm trying to say of geniuses going to other geniuses. You see how he wants to learn about one thing and then he goes to other people, like connoisseurs and stuff, just to gain that knowledge of it and gain more of an understanding. That's why I believe, that's why he's using that to show how far he's willing to learn.
My response was that I believe he was trying to create an image of how much of a process he took just to recreate this beautiful structure. So it was kind of along the lines of what you said.
And I will, my second one, I said from paragraph 1 on page 102, starting from line 1. I believe that our own experience instructs us that the secret of education lies in respecting the people. It is not for you to choose what he shall know, what he shall do. It is chosen and foreordained, and he only holds the key to his own secret. By your tampering and thwarting and too much governing, he may hinder from his end and kept out of his own. Respect the child. Wait and see the new product of nature. Nature loves analogies, not repetitions. Respect the child. Be not too much of his parent. Trespass not on his solitude. Now my question was, why does Emerson use nature in this essay, in this paragraph also? But he also uses it throughout the essay. And I was wondering, why does he use the word nature?
Let's keep going 5 minutes.
In other words, what do you think nature means?
Perhaps he refers to nature because in nature we find that nothing is exactly the same. Think of snowflakes. No two snowflakes are exactly alike.
Okay, that's good. Because I said throughout nature has been used throughout this essay having some connection with the child. And it kind of goes on with 2 pieces, because my response to that was like, Emerson uses nature as an environmental reference to a pupil, how one cannot learn through repetition, but through different variety. So if you are a visual learner, does not mean that I'm a visual learner also. I could be like a verbal learner.
Right, it's saying that you shouldn't put so many like constrictions or control on the child, just let them kind of grow and learn on their own.
Right, and show their imagination, and kind of goes, I read another section on here also talks about using mother wit, church's mother wit, how they encourage the child to be their own. And whenever they do something good, congratulate them so you let them know that they did something good.
I picked a quote from page 106. It starts with a rule, so see it.
A rule?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
A rule is so easy that it does not need a man to apply an
Automaton.
automaton. A machine can be made to keep a school. So, and my question was, what point is Emerson trying to prove?
I think he's sort of trying to prove that, like, with all these rules and stuff, we don't even really need, like, a principal or a teacher. Like, with the rules, like, you could just have, like it says, like, a computer or something taking care of the school and teaching your children. Like, you don't have a person if you follow the rules all the time.
Yeah, that's what I said, that like, people don't have to do everything. There's other things that can get the job done as well. Such as that a man doesn't need to do everything. That's the same thing I thought.
My second one was on page 108. And it was like on that second technical paragraph, and it starts with consent yourself to be an organ.
Okay, hold on.
And it's at the very end, like the last sentence. Is that right? I have it? And it says, consent yourself to be an organ of your highest thought, and lo, suddenly you put all men in your debt and are the fountain of an energy that goes pulsing on with waves of benefit to the borders of society, the circumference of things. And I said, I just thought, what is he describing, and why? Why did he put it that way?
So when he references organ, consent yourself to be an organ of your highest thought and low, the way he uses low and the exclamation mark, are all men in your depth. So sacrifice yourself to teach or to inspire other people, because I reference from the line above it, work straight on in an absolute duty, and you lend an arm and encouragement to all youth of the universe.
Yeah, my response was sort of like that, but I say he uses the imagery of this to, describe how your knowledge will spread all over from person to person long after you are gone, and how it will benefit many people, because he's I think he's just using an organ of your highest thought like that's like your education and stuff, and then suddenly you put all men in your debt and are a fountain of energy that goes pulsing on with waves of benefit to the borders of society. And I feel like that means the more you educate other people, like give them your knowledge, it'll continue to go on to, like, they'll give that knowledge to other people, and it'll continue to flow from person to person
I
to the
understand
end
that.
of society.
I understand that now, like, once you encroach what your teachings is, it goes through generations and generations. Okay, I understand it now.
Okay, so that ends 15 minutes. Keep it rolling, Gracie. All right, I got a question for you. We were sort of tapping on the perimeter of something with that, and I feel like you understand, but I want to firm it up. To whom is he speaking in that passage, Amber, that you just brought up?
Dude,
I got a cold chill. That was really good. So it's to educators. That's good. And Anna, bringing up the low with the exclamation point. What sort of feel, connotation does that bring? What association do you make with the term low? Anybody?
Behold.
Behold, lo. And I believe it was Jesus said, and lo, I am with you always, even to the end of the world, I think, or the end of the earth. Lo, behold, it has a heavenly, holy feel to it. And so with the inclusion of lo, exclamation point, speaking to teachers, then Emerson is conveying that he believes his message is what? What sort of importance?
Go home, like, teachers are like holy, and they got their gift from God, like sort of like that.
And this whole process of education is a holy thing. Now understand that Emerson was a transcendentalist, and so that's a whole, I meant to review that last night. That's a whole school of thought that we could explore, but that was a perfect way to end that. That passage, that note, just that whole thing, and I'm glad y'all understand, it's directed to teachers. Very well done, ladies, y'all were the guinea pigs. So let's flip, and Gracie, if you want to stop that for a moment.